What is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to unpack some of the best arena offense teams right now, because it's a pretty exciting time right now. Not so much for the whales and the spenders, because even for a free-to-play player like myself, I am actually able to defeat all the defenses that we have right now. And it's pretty surprising to say that, because of the fact that we have this new Black Knight meta. And mind you, I'm up against some pretty sizable foes, as you'll see in the gameplay footage, but as well, just to showcase for you guys kind of the power level difference, right? Again, free to play, 38 million TCP, but you really do just need, 4 or 5 of the strongest characters in the game. And even though I'm up against enemies that are at, 92 million TCP, there's 104 million on Hulk Kobe, Mr. Vor 54. So I'm definitely punching up my weight class for sure. But it's great to see that the opportunity right now with some of these offensive options, we can counter everything. It's a rock, paper, scissors meta right now in an arena. Absolutely love it. Not so much for the people that are spending money, though, because they're thinking of investing in these massive games. But we still have an opportunity here to punch up, given the different synergies and kind of given the different dynamics that we're seeing right now in the game. So I'm going to be showcasing that for you guys in terms of how I was able to push myself all the way up to number 1 and ultimately getting the rewards. Right now, I'm definitely going to be aiming for this. It's going to be interesting once we have more of the red stars for Super Skrull, as well as Apocalypse Diamonds coming about. But some of these enemies that I was up against did have those upgrades too, so just something to be mindful of. We'll definitely watch the changing arena meta, but for the time being, these are some of the best offensive options. Let's get right to it. So in this matchup here, you see it is going to be a mirror match up against this Black Knight combination with Apocalypse, Void Knight, Miss Marvel, Hardlight, and Ghost Rider, Rayge. And as you can see, it's actually the exact same formation. So I've noticed when I am punching up with this one, be mindful of the fact that it's RNG of who's going to get the first turn. But if you get the first turn, chances are you're going to have a much better chance to actually win, to get control, as you'll see in the gameplay here. With this round specifically, you want to activate Void Knight's ultimate, so that way it does flip Black Knight in that left corner side. Chances are they're going to get their Void Knight to do the exact same thing, but again, because we have the turn advantage, we're likely going to get the Miss Marvel Hard Light to activate both the special and the ultimate being opportune, right? So we want to reduce the turn meter utilizing the ultimate, and that way we're going to get an edge on the enemies, and ideally using the special from our Robbie on their Robbie, so that way he doesn't get the ability block. And at this point, if you can get that sequence in motion, it's pretty much a given. It doesn't even matter if these characters are larger than your team. The most important thing is the fact that if we had that turn meter advantage and prevented their Robbie from actually utilizing his abilities, it's GG here. There was another matchup here, and different situation in terms of the setup a little bit, where their Apocalypse was actually next to Black Knight. Highly do not recommend this, because of the fact that they're actually together and clumped up. It actually makes it even easier to beat. So as you can see here, same opportunity with the ability block first on our side, and now we have Miss Marvel Hardlight being able to do the turn meter rewind right down the middle. And same thing, you want to shut down the Robbie Reyes. So hopefully I'm driving this home for you guys in terms of the attack order here, but that moment happens here where you likely will have your Apocalypse go first. And again, it's gonna be a good game. Activating the ultimate, it's gonna be able to wipe out at least one of the enemies. You should be able to land the ultimate either on Miss Marvel Hard Light, if she has the taunt. If not, you can finish off their Apocalypse. But as you can see, the number of debuffs becomes super easy to manage. And again, all starts with blocking out the Robbie Reyes, and as well utilizing the debuffs to take them down. Very easy, actually, and you can punch up, which is really meaningful, especially if you're trying to push your ranking up higher and higher. Now we're going to switch things up a little bit here, going up against a Super Skrull team, as you can see. And then once again, but it's going to be a close mirror match here. The only difference is that we actually have Black Knight. So this player may not have had access to Black Knight, unfortunately, but you always want him on the offense if we're up against a Super Skrull. It makes it easier. And utilizing Super Skrull on offense is still okay so far. So, we get the turn advantage again. It's going to be pretty meaningful whoever goes first, once again. But what you want to be doing is using the ability block, ideally. The reason you don't want to target Super Skrull with that ability is because you can put him into his stealth with buffs, so you don't want to be doing that. Unfortunately, their Hard Light was able to go first, so it is what it is. For us, we just have to do the best we can. So I actually activated the special there to actually give our team some more buffs, just to kind of bolster them a little bit. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to test this up against a Super Skrull Black Knight team. That would have been probably a closer battle, but it doesn't matter. These are easy matches that I want to show you, so that way you can see that Super Skrull is still really decent on offense, especially if we're not up against a Black Knight team, as you can see here. Again, this is a very rare situation, but this is how you would take it down if you guys are having access to Black Knight. And if you don't have Black Knight, you can mirror match it as well. But definitely seeing these kind of matchups here and there, and like these are given, right? If you can see them in the top 10, this is just a free win right here. So chances are you can get your ultimate off with Apocalypse. We're gonna clean that up right here with Miss Marvel. And then what I'm doing here right now is I was just waiting for the timer to actually count down. But yeah, easy cleanup right here. Boom and boom. And yeah, again, I was just waiting for the timer to get the rewards, but this was just one of those days where I was trying to get into the top. So there you go, another easy win right there with this team, especially up against a Super Skrull. And last but not least, this is the team I use right now, because you'll see the enemy they're up against, but we're actually punching up almost 700k, as you can see here. He's just using a standard Black Knight team, right? So this is actually a good opportunity to use a character like Super Skrull, because we can actually get the job done here. And I want to showcase for you guys how you can actually punch up even higher. Also, you may have noticed I'm going up against a Black Knight team without Black Knight on my team, and to top that all off, I am punching up. So this is why I love this rock, paper, scissors kind of setup right now, because everyone thinks that just because you have a beefy, strong team like this, the opponent I'm up against, right, he has a 6 red on Black Knight. So you're thinking, absolute defense. No, that's not the case here, because of the way that some of our characters are scaled, right? This 2 diamond on Miss Marvel Hardlight thinks she's impenetrable, but we're gonna show you right here that it is in fact possible, and you can actually scale up still, even with the characters that we have right now. And we're gonna use the special on Miss Marvel Hardlight right down there, so that way it does flip Apocalypse's immunity, and letting their Black Knight do her thing. Again, I think my opponent here is relying too much on how beefy his team is, that he won't get attacked. And we're trying to showcase and test here. That's kind of why I was curious if this would work, and to my surprise, very happy it did. So again, I wasn't expecting my Super Skrull to actually survive, but the fact that he actually lasted this long, he did his part in reducing the turn meter at the very beginning. Now we have an opportunity to change the tides of battle. With the ultimate from Apocalypse here, we're going to use his empowered state to finish off Miss Marvel Hardlight. And this is where I think the RG is going to come a little bit, because it's going to depend on where Black Knight attacks, but that's why it's nice to bring in Miss Marvel Hardlight, because she can actually soak up the damage. And finally, activating Robbie Reyes' ultimate. You can see that we got a bunch of debuffs on them, and this battle's looking pretty 50-50. But remember, my characters are punching up 600-700k right now against them, so that's why it's a little tighter than it should be. But even against a 6 red Black Knight, we now focus on taking down the supporting cast. The Black Knight by himself isn't going to be able to take us down. Unfortunately, Black Cat herself is quite damaged. It would have been nice to have her higher, but again, beggars can't be choosers. Even with my Black Cat, I don't even have her too high of reds as well, only at 5. So as you can see, he just doesn't have the capability to sustain all the debuffs. And if you have Apocalypse being the last member, surviving member on the team, you're going to be able to land that spot. So there you guys have it. Some sample teams of some of the best right now in the rock, paper, scissors setup that we have right now in the game. But it's great to see that we can not only punch up, but we have the opportunity here to claim the number 1 spot free to play and still beat out Dolphins and Whales. And that's what's making Arena super interesting right now, guys. So hopefully this helps you. Thank you for your time as always. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.